This man orchestrated the theft of thousands of luxury cars, amassing a fortune of over $9 million. His unparalleled expertise in disguise made these high-end stolen vehicles appear completely legitimate, successfully duping even the most cautious buyers. He was the mastermind behind a vast international car theft network, employing the latest and most sophisticated methods to effectively erase almost every trace of his heists. So, who is this man? How did one person orchestrate such a complex and expansive operation? Stay tuned as we unravel the story of this criminal legend's identity and the secrets behind his extraordinary heist. The 1990s witnessed a significant spike in the theft of luxury vehicles, turning it into a full-blown crisis that threatened automotive security across America. In response to this escalating crime wave, the automobile industry and insurance companies united to confront the challenge head-on. Their goal was clear: to make stealing luxury cars a near impossible feat. As a result, each new luxury vehicle was equipped with state-of-the-art technology, computerized encrypted keys, advanced alarm systems, and engine immobilization techniques that transformed car theft into a perilous venture. These stringent security measures added an additional layer of protection, turning every car into a fortified fortress, resilient against the attempts of even the most skilled thieves. Yet, in the late 1990s in Toronto, Canada, a remarkable story unfolded. Despite the era's top-notch security systems and advances in technology, one man found a way to steal hundreds of luxury cars right from the streets. This was no small feat. The local police, particularly those in the car crime unit, faced their biggest challenge yet. This man's operation wasn't just local, it stretched across Canada and into the United States. Every day, luxury cars worth millions vanished, and the police were left baffled. These vehicles weren't just disappearing into thin air, they were being shipped from Canada to destinations across the world, nearly impossible to trace. What perplexed investigators the most was the method of these thefts. The thief used real, factory-made keys, making it extremely difficult for even seasoned detectives to determine which cars had been stolen. Police estimates suggested that luxury cars worth over $5 million were being stolen and resold annually. The mastermind behind this vast operation was Bill Dalal, a man of Indian origin. But Dalal wasn't just any thief. He was a highly skilled car mechanic and an expert in car bodywork. He led a massive organization responsible for stealing, modifying, and selling luxury cars to unsuspecting buyers around the world. The police discovered that Dalal's network was stealing more than 30 luxury cars every single day, making him a notorious figure in the world of car theft. Dalal and his wife operated an auto repair shop in a Toronto suburb. But behind the innocent façade of car repairs, a much more lucrative and illicit operation was underway. The couple shared a wild ambition for wealth, and Dalal had no qualms about bending the law to achieve it. After serving time in prison in the 1980s for insurance fraud, Dalal emerged with a plan to outsmart the police, car dealers, and insurance companies. The first step in his elaborate scheme led him to a local scrapyard, where he purchased a late-model BMW that had been totaled in a severe accident. While the wrecked car was useless to most, Dalal wasn't interested in fixing it. He was after something far more valuable: the vehicle identification number, VIN. The VIN is the most crucial identifier of a vehicle, unique to each car and assigned at the factory to stay with the car for its entire lifespan. Once a car is scrapped, its VIN is supposed to be retired. But Dalal had other plans. To bring his scheme to life, Dalal needed a skilled car thief. He knew just the man for the job: Claude Largy, a notorious master thief in eastern Canada. Largy was infamous for his ability to bypass even the most sophisticated security systems. Dalal hired him to steal a BMW that matched the wreck he had acquired from the scrapyard. Under the cover of darkness, Largy approached his target. Using specialized tools, he carefully unlocked the car, ensuring the alarm remained silent. The next step was trickier, disabling the engine immobilizer. This security feature was designed to prevent unauthorized starts, but Largy had a stolen diagnostic program typically used by car dealers. With a set of stolen master keys, he reprogrammed the car's computer, bypassed the immobilizer, and started the engine. Just as Largy drove off, a police patrol unexpectedly appeared nearby. Remaining calm, he quickly turned into a side street, expertly evading detection. After a tense few minutes, he lost the patrol and safely delivered the stolen BMW to Dalal's warehouse. Dalal wasted no time in transforming the stolen car, giving it a brand new identity. The vehicle identification numbers were crucial to his operation. First, he meticulously removed all VIN markings from the stolen car. The obvious ones, the plate, visible through the windshield, and the sticker on the driver's door, were easy. But Dalal was thorough. He knew about the hidden ghost VINs embedded in various parts of the vehicle for forensic identification. Any overlooked VIN could unravel his entire operation. Dalal spent hours ensuring every trace of the original identity was erased. Once the stolen car was stripped of its original identity, Dalal's next move was to clone it. He acquired high-quality counterfeit VIN stickers, identical to those issued by manufacturers. To the untrained eye, these VINs appeared legitimate, allowing the stolen vehicle to blend seamlessly with legally owned cars. He purchased these fake VINs from skilled forgers who produced near-perfect replicas. But Dalal knew he had to go further. In some cars, the VIN was also embedded in the vehicle's computer system, linking the car's electronics to its unique identity. To bypass this, Dalal swapped out the stolen car's computer with one from a legally obtained vehicle, ensuring that even dealership diagnostic tests would verify the car's legitimacy. With every aspect of the car expertly altered, Dalal moved on to the final step, registering the vehicle with the Motor Vehicle Department. However, forged VINs didn't come with legitimate documentation, so Dalal had to fabricate an entire paper trail. He meticulously crafted fake sales invoices, vehicle inspection forms, and registration documents. His forged paperwork was so convincing that it passed through official channels without raising any suspicion, allowing him to legally register and sell stolen cars at full market value. Dalal's operation ran with precision. The cost to steal a car was around $5,000. He spent another $2,500 on a VIN package and an additional $500 to have the new numbers installed. In the end, he could sell a luxury car for nearly its original value. A Mercedes, worth $80,000, for example, could be sold for just $10,000 less than its market price. This strategy was calculated. By keeping the price slightly below market value, he made the cars attractive to buyers while avoiding the red flags that a significantly lower price might raise. Bill Dalal wasn't just running a theft ring. He had built an intricate, highly profitable criminal empire, balancing risk and reward with surgical precision. And as he raked in millions, law enforcement scrambled to keep up, struggling to find cracks in an operation that seemed almost flawless. Bill Dalal was reaping extraordinary profits from selling these expertly disguised cars. His business was running smoothly, and the risk of detection remained remarkably low. The cards were so expertly altered that even the most diligent buyers conducting thorough checks couldn't detect a single flaw. From selling just one BMW, Del Will could make a profit of $70,000 net. His success was so remarkable that he would often provide Largy with a shopping list, specifying the types of cars he needed. But a new challenge soon arose. Dell could no longer find enough wrecked cars to keep up with demand. So, he came up with a clever solution to acquire clean VIN numbers. Will reached out to a friend who worked at a car lot in California, asking him to provide the VINs of specific car models for a fee. Knowing these cars would never return to Ontario, he ensured there would be no duplication of VINs, thus avoiding detection. This marked the beginning of his new system. Dell formed a network of observers stationed at car lots and parking areas all over North America. This network allowed him to collect what he called clean VIN numbers, those from cars located far away, reducing the chances of overlap and detection. Dell's operation now extended beyond stolen and wrecked vehicles. He tapped into a broader network, leveraging contacts to create a system that could sustain and grow his illicit business. With a steady supply of clean VIN numbers, Dell and Largy adopted a more organized approach to stealing cars. Largy took on the role of mentor, teaching other skilled car thieves how to steal specific models. He didn't just demonstrate the techniques, he oversaw the thefts as if running a CarTheft academy. Largy would select high-demand models and then train his team on the best methods for stealing them. These classes covered everything from bypassing sophisticated security systems to handling different lock mechanisms and avoiding law enforcement detection. Dell's army of young thieves soon spread across the city, their first major target being Toronto's Lester B. Pearson International Airport. This location proved to be a goldmine for their operations, as many travelers left their cars parked for extended periods. In just 3 days, Largy and his crew managed to steal 15 cars from the airport parking lot, leaving no trace for the police. From there, Largy shifted focus to stealing cars from downtown parking lots and private residences, building an ever-expanding network of criminals under his command. Dell's operation reached its peak when he began selling 6 cars per week, netting over $150,000 in profits. His strategy was simple yet brilliant. Steal a car, clean the VIN, sell it, and then steal it back from the same customer months later. But Dell didn't stop there. He paid insiders at car dealerships to create duplicate keys, allowing him to steal cars directly from showrooms. This new tactic opened up an entirely new avenue for theft, making it even easier to acquire vehicles. By now, Dell's operation had become a well-oiled machine, meticulously planned and executed at every level. He wasn't just stealing cars, he was manipulating the entire life cycle of each vehicle for maximum profit. The sophistication of his car theft enterprise was unprecedented, making him a major figure in the criminal underworld, feared and respected for his ingenuity and success. With all the resources and manpower he needed, Dell ensured a steady influx of vehicles, which translated into millions of dollars in annual profits. However, unbeknownst to him, Dell had become the target of a relentless police investigation. At the height of his operation, commanding an army of thieves, Dell orchestrated the theft of hundreds of luxury cars. But in May 1999, his criminal empire took a heavy blow when he was arrested for possession of a stolen car and sentenced to 6 months in prison. Even behind bars, Dell didn't stop. He continued running his theft ring, proving that his operation could survive without him physically present. During Dell's incarceration, his wife stepped in to manage both the auto repair shop and the car theft operations, highlighting the depth and reach of their criminal network. Even in Dell's absence, the business of stealing and selling cars continued without interruption. For years, Dell's organization managed to stay one step ahead of the police, frustrating them at every turn. Despite several accusations, Dell avoided serious punishment. convicted only on minor charges. Authorities were running out of patience, and it was clear. Dell's clever maneuvers had bought him time, but they would no longer tolerate his criminal activities. It was time for a decisive strike. The plan was simple: infiltrate the heart of Dell's organization and unravel its complex web of operations. To do so, the police needed someone inside, an undercover agent. Finding an insider willing to cooperate was no easy task, as loyalty within Dell's organization was unshakable. But the authorities knew that merely arresting Dell on minor charges wouldn't bring the operation down. They needed to gather critical intelligence and dismantle the entire network from the inside. In June 1999, the breakthrough finally came. One of Dell's car thieves was caught and, in exchange for avoiding jail time, agreed to cooperate with the police. The thief introduced an undercover officer named Detective Kelly, posing as an exceptionally skilled car thief. Kelly was equipped with a wiretap device, and on June 25, 1999, he and the thief drove to Flagship Motors in Rexdale, a known location for Dell's operations. This marked a pivotal moment in the investigation. By infiltrating Dell's inner circle, the police hoped to gather the evidence needed to bring down his entire network. Detective Kelly's role was crucial. He had to convincingly act as a car thief while gathering intelligence without raising suspicion. The informant introduced Kelly to Dell and his wife, leveraging Kelly's supposed expertise in car theft to win Dell's trust. It worked. Dell invited Kelly into his operation, and for several months, Kelly worked hard to gain Dell's confidence. He was sent on numerous missions to steal cars, including one where he visited a local dealership where Dell's crew planned to steal luxury cars directly from the showroom. Kelly had barely managed to secure his place within Del Will's organization when an unsettling revelation shook his confidence. One of Bill's associates, whom Kelly had previously attempted to recruit as an informant, had raised suspicions about him. Confronting Kelly in his office, Del Will informed him that this individual had accused him of being an undercover cop. However, in an unexpected twist, Bill reassured him, dismissing the claim as baseless. Despite this reassurance, Kelly couldn't shake the feeling of unease. If Bill had the slightest doubt about his true identity, he could vanish before the police could make their move. The undercover officer knew he was walking a tightrope, where a single misstep could expose his cover and derail the entire operation. With every passing moment, the stakes grew higher, and the tension in Kelly's mission became almost unbearable. Yet, against all odds, Kelly continued to thrive within the criminal organization, earning Del Will's trust. His seamless integration into the group proved so convincing that even Bill's most trusted associates refused to believe he could be working for the police. However, law enforcement knew they couldn't afford to let this dangerous game continue indefinitely. The time had come to dismantle the empire Del Will had spent years building. The police meticulously devised a high-stakes sting operation, intending to catch Del Will and his crew in the act. The final phase of the operation was set into motion with Kelly playing a pivotal role. He orchestrated a meeting under the guise of arranging the sale of a stolen BMW and a Toyota. Unbeknownst to Bill, this transaction would be his downfall. As the deal unfolded, law enforcement moved in with precision. Del Will was caught red-handed, surrounded by a trove of damning evidence: bundles of forged VIN numbers, a laptop filled with illicit data, stacks of fraudulent vehicle titles, an assortment of car keys, and a significant amount of cash in his pocket. The mastermind behind a multi-million-dollar car theft ring was finally in custody. But the police weren't done yet. In a brilliant tactical move, they staged Kelly's arrest as well. To maintain the illusion of his cover, they placed him in a cell right next to Del Will. This allowed Kelly to engage in seemingly casual conversation with the crime boss, who unknowingly provided the authorities with even more incriminating details. Still believing Kelly was on his side, Dalal coached him on how to handle the police interrogation. He instructed him to feign ignorance, claiming he had no knowledge of the stolen cars and was merely a courier working for an unknown figure. However, the moment of truth arrived during the police interview. As Dalal sat in the interrogation room, Kelly walked in, not as a fellow inmate, but as Detective Kelly, accompanied by his fellow officers. The realization struck Bill like a bolt of lightning. His face drained of color as the weight of his mistake became clear. Every conversation he had with Kelly, every secret he had shared, had all been part of the police's strategy to dismantle his empire. His downfall was inevitable. The extensive evidence gathered, wiretaps, undercover testimonies, and physical proof led to Dalal's formal charge for running an organized criminal enterprise. The trial revealed the full scope of his operation, implicating not just himself but also his wife, Kulit, and 3 of his trusted employees. They were convicted on conspiracy charges, proving how deeply embedded Dalal's criminal activities were within his seemingly legitimate auto repair business. Claude Largy, Dalal's right-hand man and a veteran car thief, was also sentenced to 7 years in prison after confessing to his role in the operation. His testimony further solidified the prosecution's case, revealing the intricate mechanics of their high-end car theft ring. As for Dalal, the mastermind of a 15-year reign of automotive fraud and theft, he received a 10-year prison sentence, marking the end of a criminal empire that had plagued law enforcement for over a decade. Yet, some criminals never learn. After serving his time, Dalal emerged from prison seemingly undeterred. At 66 years old, instead of turning away from his past, he found himself once again in the crosshairs of the law. In January 2022, authorities arrested him for his alleged involvement in another luxury car theft ring, leading to the recovery of over $1 million worth of stolen vehicles. Though the case is still under legal review, he swiftly faced the consequences, receiving a 6-month prison sentence, which he has already completed. The saga of Dalal's crimes has sparked intriguing theories. Could he have operated undetected for so long without inside help? Was law enforcement compromised by corrupt officers who turned a blind eye? Some believe Dalal was merely a cog in a much larger, more complex criminal network, one that may still be in operation today. Thanks for watching Robbery Mysteries. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime stories.